Ever notice how every diet tells you what to remove? Remove carbs, remove sugar, remove fat, eat less, try harder. But almost nobody asks the opposite question. What is your gut missing? So for 30 days, I ate 40 grams of fiber every single day. No powders, no gummies, no supplement shakes, just real food. Lentils, beans, oats, berries, chia, vegetables, and I tracked everything: bloating, digestion, appetite, energy. The first few days were worse, but around day 14, something shifted that I genuinely didn't expect, and it changed the way I think about hunger, bloating, and belly fat. And it wasn't just about my digestion. It was about how my body finally stopped fighting me. This is what happened. Most people think fiber is boring. It sounds like something printed on the back of a cereal box. But your gut bacteria don't see it that way. To them, fiber is food, and when they don't get enough of it, the consequences are quiet but real. Digestion slows down, your appetite gets louder, your blood sugar feels less steady, and your belly can stay swollen even when you're eating clean. That was the whole reason for the experiment. For 30 days, I wanted to stop treating fiber like an afterthought and make it the foundation of every meal. The rules were simple: 40 grams a day, whole foods only, no supplements, no calorie restriction, no extreme rules. Just one question: what happens when your gut finally gets enough of the thing it was built to ferment? Quick note: this is one personal experiment paired with the mechanism behind why fiber does what it does. And the first lesson came fast, because week 1 was not comfortable. Days 1 through 3 were rough. I actually felt more bloated than before I started, and this is the part nobody explains clearly enough. When you suddenly increase fiber, your gut bacteria start fermenting more of it, and fermentation creates gas. So yes, in the very beginning, more fiber can genuinely make you feel worse. That does not mean fiber is bad for you. More often, it means your gut is adapting. But it's also exactly why jumping straight from a low-fiber diet to 40 grams feels like a mistake. Your microbiome needs time to catch up, and most people quit right here, in the worst 3 days, convinced they broke something. By day 5, the bloating started to ease. By day 7, something felt different. My stomach was quieter. Not flat, not perfect, just calmer. Less of that tight, inflated feeling that can follow you from breakfast all the way to bedtime. That was the first real signal that something was shifting. But the bigger change didn't happen in my stomach. It happened in my appetite. Here's what fiber is doing behind the scenes. When certain fibers reach your colon, your gut bacteria ferment them. And that fermentation produces short-chain fatty acids. One of the most important is called butyrate, and butyrate feeds the cells that line your colon. When those cells are well fed, your gut barrier can do its job. And that matters because your gut lining isn't just a tube, it's a border. It decides what stays inside your digestive tract and what gets through into the rest of you. But fiber also shapes your appetite. Some types slow digestion, so food moves through your system at a steadier pace, and that helps you feel full for longer. And when fiber reaches the lower intestine, it can stimulate cells that release fullness hormones, including GLP-1, the same signal those new weight loss medications are built around. Now, that does not mean fiber works like a drug, or that a bowl of beans equals a prescription. But it does mean something worth sitting with. Your body already has appetite signaling systems built in, and fiber helps switch some of them on, naturally. This is why fiber is so different from simply eating less. Eating less demands willpower. Fiber quietly changes the environment where hunger signals begin in the first place. And by day 14, I felt that difference for myself. Day 14 was the turning point. I sat down to dinner and realized I was satisfied before the plate was finished. Not stuffed, not forcing myself to stop, just done. That was new. And then it happened again the next day, and the day after that. My cravings weren't gone, but they were quieter. The afternoon crash softened. Digestion became something I could actually predict. Here's what struck me most. The change never felt dramatic. It felt quiet. And that's probably exactly why fiber gets ignored. It doesn't hit you like a stimulant, and it doesn't promise an overnight transformation. It works in the background, meal after meal, fermentation after fermentation, signal after signal. By week 3, my stomach felt calm most days. And sure, my waistband had loosened a little, but that was almost beside the point. The real result was simpler than a number. My body responded better when I fed my gut than it ever did when I spent years trying to restrict it. So how do you reach 40 grams? 5 foods carried most of the experiment. Lentils, about 8 grams in half a cooked cup, plus protein and resistant starch. Chia seeds, roughly 10 grams in 2 tablespoons, stirred into oats or a yogurt bowl. Oats themselves, not the highest fiber food here, but easy to repeat and full of soluble fiber. Black beans, around 7 grams per half cup, which made lunches effortless. And raspberries, about 8 grams in a single cup, which is unusually high for a fruit. But here's the warning that matters more than any of those numbers. Do not jump to 40 grams tomorrow if your body is used to 12 or 15. That's how people end up bloated, miserable, and quitting by Thursday. Start small. Add 1 serving of beans, or 1 tablespoon of chia, or a single bowl of oats. Let your gut adapt, then build slowly. The goal was never to punish your digestion. It's to train it. So much of this gets blamed on age, but your age isn't the problem. Your gut environment might be. And unlike your age, your gut environment can actually change. Not through extremes, not through starvation, not through another plan that tells you to empty half your kitchen. Through small additions, repeated consistently. More lentils, more beans, more berries, more oats, more plants your gut bacteria can actually use. Fiber isn't magic. It's powerful precisely because it works with the systems your body already runs: digestion, fermentation, fullness, blood sugar rhythm, gut barrier repair. These aren't trends. This is basic biology. So here's the simplest possible place to start. Pick 1 high-fiber food and add it every day this week. Not 5 changes, not a full reset, just 1. Because 1 serving today feeds the bacteria that help you tomorrow. And those small signals add up faster than you'd think. Comment below with the 1 high-fiber food you'd actually eat every single day. To reach 40 grams of fiber a day, build every meal around plant-based foods, legumes, and whole grains. Spread this amount across the day and pair it with plenty of water to prevent digestive discomfort. Day-to-day fiber builders. Reaching 40 grams requires a strategy of adding small amounts throughout the day. The following are top fiber-rich foods to prioritize. A sample 40-gram menu. You can reach 40 grams without overeating by combining targeted, fiber-heavy choices at each meal. Best practices and tips. If your current diet is low in fiber, add 5 grams every few days to avoid bloating and gas. Always eat the skins of fruits like apples and pears, which pack the bulk of the fruit's fiber. When choosing packaged goods like bread or tortillas, Look for high-fiber options that offer 4 to 16 grams per serving. Drink 64 ounces of fluid daily to help the fiber move smoothly through your digestive tract. And next week, we'll look at the specific gut food that may help your microbiome produce more of those appetite control signals on its own. No supplement and not a single thing removed from your plate. If this helped you understand why fiber can feel uncomfortable at first and why it matters so much for gut health and weight loss, make sure to check out my other videos on gut health, belly fat, and simple foods that support your metabolism. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.